Hi, I'm Nick and this is the TbT channel. This is a video I found in the archives about my AR-15. I got this, I fitted a target trigger to it. Since doing that, I've not used it, mainly because of my motorbike accident, but other reasons beside. I need to get it out and do some shooting, but I found this, reminded me about it, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. Please like, subscribe, hit notifications and enjoy the video. Hi everyone, this is Nick from TbT, www.airrifletuning.com. Today we're going to be having a look at the AR-15 semi-automatic rifle. Instantly recognisable all across the world, probably the second most populous rifle in the world after the AK-47 or 74. Or other variants thereof. It is called the AR-15. Originally it was, the AR stands for Armalite Rifle. The Armalite Rifle 15 was designed in 1959 by Colt as a rifle for the American military. The American military turned it down in favour of the M14, so Colt made it as a civilian gun. Basically they changed the selector there from, this one's got pew or no pew. It doesn't have the pew 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 option, so it's semi-automatic only, although bump firing isn't that difficult if you really do want to miss your target while having fun. So in 1977 the patent from Colt ran out, and that meant the floodgates opened and everybody started making a variant of the AR-15. There are many guns, this one is mine. So let's say hello to my little friend. He is a 6 Sauer M400 tread in 223 Wild, which accepts 223 Remington and 5.56 NATO. So it's the standard format for civilian use, just for rear stock. Very black, very tactical. This one has a 16-inch 1-in-8 twist free floating stainless steel barrel. This shroud isn't connected to the barrel anyway, so for accuracy that's very good. I use this at the range, I roll my own rounds. It is a nice accurate rifle at 200 metres, which is what I've got it zeroed for. But the one thing that lets it down, which lets all AR-15s down as far as I can tell, is the trigger. It is horrid. There's just no other way to describe it. Yes, if you pull it for long enough and hard enough it will go bang, but oh, it takes some, no, it's just not nice. So I got myself a Trigger Tech trigger. It is a AR-15 adaptable 2.5 to 5 pounds with a small two-stroke 1911 similar kind of two-stage action on it. It's got a zero creep allegedly, and we're going to take out the one from this one and put that in instead. Because I would love to be able to get the most from this rifle. So we'll just, the gun is safe. Let's just take that flag out of there. Now stripping these down is easy. You've got a little pin, there's my pin helper at the back here. Pull that one forward, suddenly becomes a brake barrel. You know, difference between this and an HW80, not an awful lot. Then we've got a pin at the front as well, push that one through and the whole top comes off the gun. So that's your bolt, your carrier, the barrel, absolutely everything in one piece, so you can safely put that to one side for later. One of the great advantages of the AR-15, which a lot of people do like about it, is you just take that upper off and you can put anything onto this. You can put a 2.2 rimfire onto it, you can change calibers, barrel lengths, things like that just by changing that top. I've even seen crossbow ones for it, you know, so it's a very, very adaptable thing. So we are going to fit this. Now I've already preempted the first stage because I knew it was going to ask me to do that, so that was part of the plan. So let's get this out of the box. What we have here is a self-contained little unit. Those of us that shoot air rifles, Viarc air rifles, it does look very similar to the Viarc the Viarc record unit, and I'm hoping it's going to be as good. 5 times the cost it wants to be, but We shall see. We shall see. So get rid of that, more plastic until we dig down and find the instructions. Stage 1 there of. Now I'm going to be doing this in real time. So it might take a few minutes, get a cup of tea or whatever. So stage 1 is removing the lower receiver. I've already done that. I knew I was going to need to do that. Read the Trigger Tech Trigger disclaimer and Trigger Tech Trigger lifetime warranty. It's difficult enough even saying it, let alone reading it, so yeah, I've read that. Disassemble your firearm, blah 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 blah. Lightly loosen the grip on your lower receiver so the safety detent no longer engages the safety selector. Some lowers may require you to fully remove the grip to do this. So, that said, I'm going to fully remove it, assuming I need to. Because if I partly remove it, try and then have to fully remove it, I'll feel silly. You'll be embarrassed for me. And, you know, it just won't be worth it. So we're going to fully remove the grip. There we are. Oh, and the spring's fallen out. Always nice. So we've got a little spring that I assume was holding the detent, which is that part there. Nothing else going to fall out there, no. So I've now got a floppy selector, and I need to drift that pin through. I shall use you. Drift that pin through there so that I can remove the safety selector altogether. It will come out. There we go. That's out. That to one side. Roll pin there. Safety selector completely removed. Remove the pins securing the trigger. Not a difficult job because I have a habit of working loose when you're firing it anyway, which isn't great. Trigger comes out. Put that aside, hopefully never to have to use again. Remove existing trigger assembly. Done that. Stage 3. Prepare and insert your Trigger Tech Trigger. Trigger Tech Trigger. Trigger Tech Trigger. Right. Be careful when removing the plastic securing screw. There. As the trigger can rapidly release. Support the hammer and housing at all times. Using a flat-headed screwdriver, remove the plastic securing screw located on the front bottom of your Trigger Tech Trigger. So I'm now interfering with the front bottom of my Trigger Tech Trigger. Right, that is my plastic securing screw removed from my front bottom. With your new Trigger Tech Trigger, I wish they'd stop saying Trigger Tech Trigger. It's quite a tongue twister. If with your new Trigger Tech Trigger in the cocked position, insert it into the lower receiver. Keep it cocked during the whole installation. Oh. Insert only the rear pin. This will help to reinstall the safety in step 4. So that goes, oh my god, that's even looser than before. Won't worry about that yet. Let's not panic, Mr. Mannering. With only the rear pin in the trigger, rotate the trigger assembly as shown, so the safety will not interfere when being inserted. So that drops that down. Pop him in. Install your safety selector halfway between select and fire. It is. Other angles can damage your trigger. Orient the safety between. Yeah. Insert it into the safety hole. Insert the second pin, which is as floppy as the first one. Oh, I hope that changes. Right, my selector, I have to finish putting that on. Right, rather worried about those pins, but let's not fret yet. Let's just get this that way up, stay there. that onto that bit. Gentle nudge. That is the roll pin fully back into the safety, and one of my pins is falling out, look. I tell you, they are loose. They are very, very loose. Right, rear pin, blah, 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 blah. Install that, orient that, insert the second pin, yada, yada, yada. Sorry, it's very important to read the instructions, not yada, yada, yada. Important, it is critical that you firmly and properly tighten both snug down screws prior to reassembling your firearm with a 1/16 Allen key. Right, so I've got two little screws at the back here. I need to snug down properly. Here we go. Oh, I'll tell you what, those pins ain't moving now. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's already better than the original trigger. They were quite loose in that, but they are now rock solid in there. Firmly tighten the two snug down screws located towards the back of the trigger housing. Retighten the hand grip to your lower receiver. So this means I have to put in my detent into there. I have to make sure, I always do that, make sure that my bolt is protruding through my hole. Otherwise I won't be able to find the hole in the dark. That always happens. Put my little spring into there, which is going to hold the detent in place on the safety, which is there. Now I want to do this in such a manner as that it doesn't all fall out live on TV, on YouTube. There we go. Put that there. I'm now stabbing around for my screw in the dark, am I? Am I in the hole? God damn it. I was afraid this would happen. You lay awake at nights worrying about things like that. Well, it's in. It's quite tight though. Let's go, it's going. It's getting easier. Retighten the hand grip. Here we go. It's in. It's on. It's done. Woohoo! So my safety is now, the detent is working on that. My selector switch is working. Let's get the receiver, the upper, back onto the receiver. There's lots of complicated words in this. Right. So that's my front on. Clip that down, rear pin through. So now, oh, that is nice actually. No, joking aside, that does feel good. Safety off. Here's a little test I've got to go through here. This is the last bit. Safety off. Yes, charge bolt. Safety on. Pull trigger firmly. Trigger should not fire. Trigger should not make audible clicks. It doesn't. Next check. Safety off. Charge bolt. Well, it's already charged, but safety on. Pull trigger firmly. Release trigger. Safety off. Trigger should not fire. Trigger does not fire. Safety off. Charge bolt. Safety on. Pull trigger firmly. Release trigger. Safety off. Pull trigger, trigger should fire. That worked. Safety off, charge bolt. Charge bolt and engage. Bolt release. There. God, that's tough. Engage bolt release. Return cocking handle. While squeezing trigger lever, release bolt onto empty chamber. While squeezing trigger, lever release bolt onto empty chamber. Release trigger, you should hear and feel the reset. So pulling the trigger, listen for a reset. Lovely. Lovely. And it fires. Perfect, that's it. All tests done. That is in and working. So there we have it. Even with me fitting it, the Trigger Tech trigger into a 6-hour M400 tread AR14, quite a simple job, no special tools, not particularly difficult. It feels immediately just so much crisper, so much lighter, so much nicer than the factory trigger. I can't wait to get it to the range. I will be doing that at some point, do some 200-meter testing, and I shall be on here to show my results. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you.